Alsu Kamasheva, an editor at US-funded Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, has been detained by Russia. That's according to the broadcaster. RFE said the detention was for failing to register as a foreign agent while visiting Russia for a family emergency. Kamasheva, an editor with Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty's Tatar Bashkir service, holds both US and Russian passports. Russia's tightened its control over the media since the start of the Ukraine war. Leading independent news outlets have closed, and many journalists and publications designated as so-called foreign agents. The term, which carries Cold War connotations of espionage, is used in Russia to label organizations, journalists, activists, and celebrities deemed to be engaging in political activity with foreign support. After the war and the arrest of Wall Street Journal correspondent Evan Gershkovich in March on spying charges, almost all US journalists have left the country. The State Department's repeatedly urged US citizens to leave Russia. Kamasheva traveled to Russia on May 20th. As she sought to leave Russia at the end of her trip at Kazan airport, she was detained and her passports were confiscated as she awaited her return flight. She was fined for failing to register her US passport with Russian authorities. In a statement, RFE's acting president Jeffrey Gedmin said, "Alsu is a highly respected colleague, devoted wife, and dedicated mother to 2 children. She needs to be released so she can return to her family immediately." Russia's Tatar Inform news agency said Kamasheva had failed to register as a foreign agent while gathering information on Russia's military activity. She could face up to 5 years in prison, according to RFE. The Russian government has yet to comment.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be back. We, of course, have no higher priority than the safety and security of U.S. citizens overseas. We are aware of reports concerning the detention of Alsu Kamasheva in Russia. Whenever a U.S. citizen is detained overseas, the department works to provide all appropriate assistance. We have not been officially notified by the government of Russia about this arrest yet, but this is a case we have been tracking since May, when the Russian government seized her passports and prevented her from leaving the country. We haven't made the details of our work public until now because we thought it was not helpful to the cause to get her to leave. But this appears to be another case of the Russian government harassing U.S. citizens, which is why we continue to have a level 4 travel warning and encourage all U.S. citizens not to travel to Russia for any reason.
Okay, so when you say that they haven't, there has been absolutely no radio silence, at least so far, from the Russians about her case.
That's correct. And okay. I'll just say one thing about that. She's a dual citizen. Yeah. And as you're aware, the Russian government has refused, as often in the past, refused consular access when it comes to cases of dual citizenship. So we will be seeking more information about the case.